Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Manpreet and I share videos every Monday and Thursday. Today I wanted to share some tips on how to stop overthinking and slow down your thoughts. So for many of us, overthinking is a habit, and sometimes it's okay. It's really important to be able to analyze a situation to make sure that we get the best outcome in the end. But just like with anything else in our lives, we do need boundaries. We need boundaries for ourselves to stop thinking about things that are overtaking our minds. It can take a huge toll on our mind and get really exhausting. While I was growing up, I was very much a go with the flow kind of girl. I never really had huge stresses in my life that I paid attention to. I kind of just went with the flow. But we all know as we get older, life gets a bit more serious and we have so many more things to think about. I think this year especially, life has presented me with so many lessons that have helped me stay in control and prevent myself from overthinking. So when we're overthinking, we try to do things like predicting the future, reading people's minds, focusing on a lot of unnecessary details. And the biggest thing of all is that we're often left wondering what if. And if we continue to ask a question that we're not really going to get an answer to, that's when we go down the cycle of overthinking and it takes over our mind. Like I said, this can be really exhausting and it can actually be quite destructive to our mind because we're not able to be in the present moment. We're not able to enjoy the things around us because we're constantly thinking about what's going to happen in the future or what if we did something different in the past. Now I'm just going to share my tips that have helped me stop overthinking and be more mindful of my time in general. The first one is going to be quite an obvious one, and that is meditation. I talk about this in nearly all of my videos. There's so many different ways that you can meditate. I think it's a really good way for you to connect with yourself and tune into your thoughts. So when you're meditating, a nice thing to think about is imagining your thoughts are just like clouds passing by, and you notice them, you let them come into your sky, you let them leave your sky. Now when a thunderstorm cloud comes in, instead of trying to hold on to it and think about why it's there or how you can prevent it or what you're going to do after the thunderstorm, do the same thing as you would any other thought. Just acknowledge that there's a thunderstorm cloud in your mind, and with practice you'll be able to separate yourself from that and stop yourself from overthinking and let it pass by just like the other cloud. Number 2 is taking a deep breath, and this is something that you can access at any point of your life. You don't need any tools, you just need your breath. And this is great for when you're in a situation where you're getting overwhelmed or you're noticing that you're going to start thinking about something a bit too much. Taking a deep breath forces you to only focus on that breath. So give it a try now. Take a really deep breath and notice that your mind is only focusing on inhaling and filling your belly and exhaling. You'll instantly feel better if you do it with awareness and just acknowledge how still your body can become by the power of your breath. Number 3 is to dump it all out. If you're thinking about loads of things, just get a notebook, write every single thing down, make a mind map, make a flow chart, however you want to process your thoughts, just put it all down and then go back to it and cross out all of the unnecessary things that you know are not worth thinking about and take away all the what if questions. So just work on removing the things that no longer serve you, and hopefully this will help you gain a bit more clarity on what you're thinking about and maybe come to a decision much quicker so you stop yourself from overthinking about something that could actually be quite simple. Number 4 is to slow down in all areas of your life. So meditation is about slowing down during the practice of meditation, but slowing down in all areas of your life is making sure that you're actually recognizing when you're going down a cycle of overthinking and recognizing to respond to those thoughts with a deep breath or with some journaling, with a conversation, go out for a walk. Anything that helps you recognize the thoughts that you're having is a really great way to start being able to gain that control in how you want to respond to them. So allowing yourself to slow down helps you redirect any thoughts that could turn into a tornado of overthinking and just keep them simple and clear. I have made another video on slow and intentional living, so I'll leave that linked in the description box as well. Instead of thinking about things like, why did this happen to me? What if I did this? Or how am I supposed to fix this huge problem? Redirecting your thoughts and slowing down gives you a much more clearer and realistic answer to any of the problems that you might be having. So if something's gone wrong at work, instead of thinking, oh my goodness, I have to fix this right now, there's no lunch break, I'm staying here after work. So take a deep breath, slow down, and think about what's a realistic thing to be doing next. And that could be anything like asking for help that might actually solve your problem within 10 minutes rather than you going into the cycle of overthinking and trying to solve it yourself. So slow down and find clarity so you don't get lost in fear and your worries. Number 5 is surround yourself with people who are going to help you. People who can hold you accountable and tell you to stop when you're going down an overthinking loophole, or people who can just help you make your decisions for you. Surround yourself with people who will help you make the decision instead of overthinking with you. If it's something so simple as what to wear, you give one person 2 options and you just listen to them. You don't try to change it. You don't try to think about, oh, what if I wore this one? It might be nicer. You just go with the decision and there's no more thinking about that. Number 6 is to let go of control. So I'm somebody who really likes to make things perfect, and something that's helped me to let go of that control is to just accept every single stage that I'm at right now is perfect. And my purpose is to be authentic. So if I don't accept this moment and this point in my life to be perfect, then I'm not living an authentic life. And this has been a really great way for me to stop overthinking, because normally I think about the plans for the whole year next year, but right now I think it's so important to kind of just focus on this point in my life and reflecting on everything that I've done to come to this point and seeing that as perfection, because that is my true authentic self being presented in this moment. At the end of the day, we're human beings and we want to make sure we continuously achieve and we thrive and we want to be successful, which is all absolutely amazing. But I think it's important to recognize each step as perfection, because right now that is where you're supposed to be and that is where you've worked to be, and you should be proud of yourself to be wherever you are. Number 7 is to work out and get moved. So particularly for me, when I start to think about something, movement and walking or doing yoga is really great, because now my mind is focusing on different parts of my body and I'm thinking about other things. So it's kind of forcing myself to stop overthinking about something that I know I'm not in control of. Number 8 is to actually get good sleep. We all know sleep is essential for a healthy life, but if we don't get enough sleep, we can actually be a bit more vulnerable to certain situations, to certain triggers, which can also lead us to think about things a bit too much. Number 9 is to theme your time. So put a limit on how long you're going to think about something. For example, if you're going to decide on a project to work on, give yourself 1 hour to do that. This is including research, this is including discussing it with your friends, and this is including coming up with a mini plan for it. Give yourself that hour and that's it. Don't give yourself the opportunity to change that plan, because if you spend too much time thinking about a new plan, then you're never going to start the project in the first place. And remember what I said about being authentic. If you've spent a whole hour on coming up with a project, then that is what you are supposed to be doing right now. In my opinion, following that plan is living aligned to your purpose and your truth at this moment. And if it's something simple like deciding what to eat or deciding what to wear, give yourself 2 minutes and that's it. You give yourself 2 minutes to pick something out of the closet and wear that. 2 minutes to pick something out of the fridge and put a meal together with those ingredients. And I think that's the easiest way to start off with. If you don't give yourself too much time to think about the simple tasks, you'll gain that control of decision making. You'll gain that control of not going down an overthinking loophole a little bit easier, and it's just extra practice for the bigger situations that will occur in life as well. Number 10 is also really simple, but it's to fill your entire space with quotes or reminders that help you stay in this moment. For example, you can change your home screen, your desktop, you can print them out and have them all around your house. In your cupboard might be a good space, on your mirrors in your bathroom. So just having these quotes and constant reminders are also a really great way to stay mindful about your decisions and about what you're feeling in this current moment, which can then help us to prevent overthinking in the future as well. And that's all for this video. I know that things can get really heavy, so I hope these tips are really helpful for you. If there's any suggestions that you have to stop overthinking, please leave them in the comments below. I hope you're all doing really well, and thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, it really means a lot to me, and it's so wonderful to have you all as part of my family online. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.